Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. My name is Gene Joke and today I'm ranking all the games off the Morphcat Collection Volume 1 for the Evercade. Well, I say Volume 1, there is no second volume, and I don't think there will be anytime soon, as Morphcat have only developed the games that are on this collection, at least so far. Morphcat are a two-man team out of Germany, Berlin I believe it is, and they make indie games. Well, that's about as much as you really need to know. Anyway, let's get on with the ranking, shall we? So this isn't really a ranking of worst to best, more of a least favourite to most favourite. I'll say straight off the bat there are no bad games on this collection. So, well, let's start things off with my least favourite, and it's a twofer, and it's Micro Mages and Micro Mages Second Quest. These are 1 to 4 player chaotic platform games where the screen is constantly rising and you're having to ascend things up, and after a few levels you'll fight a boss. You can play it one player and it is perfectly enjoyable, although the sprite is very small. I perhaps wouldn't recommend this for the Super Pocket. And I said these are good games, but they really shine in the multiplayer, which is part of why they're at the bottom of the list, because most people probably don't get much of a chance to play multiplayer, and you'll probably play it more as a single player game. Still, the graphics are charming, the sound is good, the music's good, absolutely nothing to complain about. It's a really solid game, just not the best here. And that goes double because there's two versions. The second quest is essentially a lost levels or a mission pack if you like. Just as good as the first game or the main game, but more of the same. And next up is Super Bat Puncher the demo. It's a platforming game where you're going to on a mysterious planet exploring caves, hunting bats. So, Bruce Wayne, watch out. It's a rather charming platformer. It's a good sized demo, and I think if this had been turned into a full-fledged game it would be fantastic. It's pretty much the demo nature of it is why it's where it is on the list. Well, I think it says something that it's above Micro Mages. This is really good and I really enjoyed every minute with it. It's just a shame it's over a little bit too quickly. Next up is Space Skulls, which Morphcat themselves describe as a cross between Joust and Mega Man, which I can see that. You've got some very nice graphics and music, the characters move well, it's a lot of fun to play. It's not the longest platformer out there, however it's fairly challenging, and it's one I could see myself coming back to, trying to get a better time and maybe rescue more of the Space Skulls or whatever they are scattered around the levels. So yeah, this one's a good time, it's a good fun game, so it's really well made, which seems to be a hallmark of these Morphcat games. They just seem to be very tightly put together, they seem very accomplished technically. Finally we have Bobble, where you play a bubble navigating these waterways through this maze-like environment. It's an exploration-based, I say platformer, but you're not really jumping on platformers, you're going through water. You can press A to dive and that will give you buoyancy to jump out of the water. You'll also explore and find upgrades which allow you to access other areas in a Metroidvania style. Like all the other games on this collection, it's fairly inventive, it's got really nice graphics and music. It is really charming. I say it's just a very enjoyable game, fairly challenging in places too. Easily my favourite on the collection, and I have a collection of some very solid games. I think all the games are very strong, although they're not all that long, or most of them aren't. Most are also multiplayer, which is a bonus. It gives it a bit more replayability and added value. There's similarities in terms of the number of games and the length of the games to the Sydney Hunter collection, but I do feel this is vastly superior. The only negative is that although the games are varied, they're varied within the sort of platform genre. There's not too much diversity beyond that. It's a collection that I held off on buying because I thought there's not many games and I'm not sure how appealing they're going to be. But when I got it, I regretted not having bought it sooner. It's a really good collection. So overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Really, if you've held off on this one, give it a try. That's it for this ranking review, and as always, I'll leave out with a song.
In the depths of rivers clear, I float around, just drifting near. A tiny bubble with a big dream, to see the world, to feel the gleam. I want to rise up to the skies, feel the sun and touch the light. From the river's flow to the mountain high, a bubble's dream won't be burst. I've seen the reeds, danced with fish, but there's so much more on my wish list. To ride the streams, to feel the breeze, drift through forests, over trees. I want to rise up to the skies, feel the sun and touch the light. From the river's flow to the mountain high, a Babel's dream won't be burst. Through lakes and streams I'll find my way, over valleys and fields I'll sway. A journey vast, a world so wide, for a bubble with dreams inside. I want to rise up to the skies, feel the sun and touch the light. From the river's flow to the mountain high, a bubble's dream won't be burst. So here I go with hope and cheer, a bubble's journey far and near, to explore the world, to see it all. From the river's depths to the sky so tall.